Welcome to the session today, and today it's all about neck pain during Pilates and how to avoid it and why we're getting it and what we can use to try and avoid it. So the main reason why people get neck pain during Pilates is because they're not using their abdominal muscles. They are straining the neck. So we're trying to lift the neck. So I'm actually going to go through a little bit of anatomy. I know it might be boring for some people, but if you get an understanding of why the neck hurts, then you can avoid it. So the first thing is I'm going to have a block under the head. Now, when we do a neck exercise or when we're doing an abdominal exercise, the first 1.5 inches, so if I'm sitting this way, and imagine I'm lying down on the floor. So the first part, as you can see, there's no abdominal stuff going on there. It's all neck, which is why a lot of people get neck pain. So if you pop a block under your head or a towel or something to start with, you're effectively in that kind of shape. So then when you start to do your abdominal exercises, you've reduced this first part of having to lift your head. And if you've got a neck like mine that's like a giraffe, there's a lot of neck and head to lift up versus someone that's got a short head, and that's got to do with the center of gravity as well. So having a block under the head can help just to reduce that first part of that pain. So I'm just going to show you here. So if I'm lying down, the first part of any lift in the head, you can see it's just like straining the neck there. So if I was going to do a curl up, let's just say there, this is all neck before it comes into the abdominals. So just by popping a block under the head, you've now taken that first part of the movement out that is just a neck work. Now, if you are trying to get a stronger neck, then by all means take the block away and then you will build neck strength. But that's one of the reasons people get neck pain when we're doing anything where we have to lift the head and the shoulders. It's because that first part of the movement is just neck. Okay. The other thing you can do, and we will experiment with a few little toys. And I love using a towel with these because it helps the neck, the head to relax in the towel. So you're going to take a towel, have a little cushion or something, and then pop the other way around, pop the towel over there. Just make sure you can see that. I might just shimmy myself down a bit. So you want this part under the shoulders. Yeah. And then just get everything in the right place. And then you're going to hold the ends. Okay. So your elbows will be pointing more or less towards the ceiling. So we don't want to be closed. I want you to imagine you've got really sweaty armpits. I know it sounds gross, but it works. So the armpits want to be open and your elbows are pointing towards the ceiling. So all I want you to do now is relax your head. And this can actually be quite challenging to just relax your head. So relax your head. And then all you're going to do is use your arms to lift the head for that first little part. And then from there, pull the belly button in, send your lower back down, and then you're going to curl up. So now it's abdominal work doing this. So my arms are holding the head. And then release it back down, and then release the arms. So you'll find that your arms will actually start to hurt. So it's a good exercise for bingo wings as well. So I'm actually just going to put this arm down, so just so you can see. So the first part is lifting the head. So my head's completely relaxed in the towel. And now breathe in. On the exhale, you're going to pull your ribs towards your hips. And everything is nice and relaxed. There's no muscles working in my neck because my hands are holding it. Now be mindful that when you're doing this exercise, you don't take your hands and pull it towards there. You want to keep your hands kind of aiming forward and up. And there's just a little bit of space between your chin and your throat. And then relax down and then relax. We'll do one more. So hands lift the head. Relax the head in the hands. Now here I like to do just a very, very, very tiny little chin tuck. So just taking the chin slightly to the throat. Send your lower back down and then use your hands to lift up and forward. So my eyes are going to the top of the knees, and then I'm trying to get my shoulder blades off the mat. But the shoulder blades off the mat is not from the arms and the head. I'm really trying to squeeze the tummy. Okay, this is why people get sore necks, is because they're usually pulling on their head. And then release back down again. And then relax. So another reason why people get sore necks is because of where their eyes are going. So I'm going to exaggerate it. In the fitness industry, they get people to look up. So when you look up, can you see this strain over here? So your body will go where your eyes go. So if your eyes are up there, your body's trying to go up there. Can you see how this is on my neck? So in Pilates, what we like to do is take the chin down and send your eyes to your knees. So when you lift, you're in that position. And then again, it's all abdominal work. It's not to say that your neck won't hurt in this, but it's less likely to hurt than if you're up with the chin over there. And it's also got to do with the weight of the head. So if your eyes are going up, the weight of your head is always tilting backwards. If your eyes are going forward, the weight is almost tilting above the shoulders. So that's going to help you as well. And then relax down. So let's take the towel away. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the towel. So I'm going to keep the block, and then the band, same kind of thing. So there's different ways you can use a band. Some teachers will have it that way, which I quite like as well. The only problem is if you've got long hair, this thing rips your hair out. So I like to hold the band double, and it really doesn't matter if you use a yellow or a red band. And in fact, you can even use the towel, okay? So you'll put that across there, lie back down, and then you're going to hold the ends. This one tends to get those arms a bit more, in my opinion. So again, elbows are shining a little bit towards the ceiling. Now from here, the hands are going to lift the head just a little bit, an inch. So once you start lifting, I really want you to notice the heaviness in your hands. Okay, so if your hands don't feel heavy, the head is not relaxed in the band. And you can just give your head a little roll. It feels quite nice. So the hands are holding the weights. I can feel my arms working. And then relax it back down again and relax. Okay, so breath in. Hands are going to lift just a little bit. Think of a tiny chin tuck. So send your eyes to the top of your knees. Hold it there. Take a breath in. Now on your exhale, you're going to pull the rib cage. Send it down towards your hips as much as you can. So I'm not actively pulling on the arms. It just follows what the spine is doing. So there's a little bit of pull here. And my head is completely relaxed in the band. But be mindful that you're not pulling into that position. You want to be pulling, the hands want to be pulling up and forward, but your eyes are to the top of your knees. And then relax it down, and then relax. Like I said, you're definitely going to feel that in the back of the arms as well. So let's do a couple more. So hands lift the head. From here, breathe in, and now pull the rib cage towards your hips, trying to get the shoulder blades off the floor. Your eyes are to the top of your knees, and then just relax, just check, make sure that the head is nice and relaxed. You're not forcing the chin into the throat, and then release it back down again and relax. So one more. Hands lift the head, breathe in, and then exhale. So we use that exhale naturally, it pulls in the core. Breathe in, let's stay there for another one. Exhale. Make sure the head's nice and relaxed. Inhale, and then exhale as you release and relax. Ooh, feel that in the arms. So hopefully that just explains a little bit about why your neck hurts. So the next thing we're going to do is just come into what's called chin tucks. So these are going to help stretch off the back of the neck, which for a lot of people can be quite tight. So when we're lying down, the chin wants to go back. But this is also a great stretch to get into all these muscles that are in the back of the neck and down into your shoulder blade area and down into the spine. So when we're coming into any of those exercises and we want to do this slight little chin tuck, this is what the chin tuck is all about. So when we're standing, and I want you, if you can do this against a wall, do it against a wall. So when you stood against a wall, let's pretend this is my wall. So most people, what we try and do is take the head down. So I want you to send your head back and take the chin down. So can you see my head is still touching this wall? It's almost like you're trying to give yourself a sexy double chin. And then release, okay? So breath in, send your head back. So I like to think of reversing the head back into a garage. And then take the chin down. But what you are trying to do is send this part of the head up the wall and send your shoulder blades down the wall. So we're trying to create space between that point and the shoulder blades to stretch off a particular muscle called levator scapula, which gives you headaches, gives you painful shoulders, and there's a lot of issues when it comes to the neck. So just taking that chin towards the throat and then release. So again, you imagine you're trying to keep your head against the wall. It isn't dropping the head down. So that's called flexing the neck. We're not trying to flex the neck. We're actually trying to send the head backwards on top of the shoulders. Then you're trying to take the chin down towards the collarbones or above the collarbones. But imagine this is still touching the wall. You're actually trying to creep the back of your head up the wall. So you'll give yourself a double chin. But already I can feel this on the side of the shoulders there, a little bit down into the back. So if you have got any tightness in the back, you might feel it either side. And release. And we'll just do one more. So reverse the chin, take the chin to the collarbones. So your gaze will be slightly forward and down. Pull the shoulder blades down. So I want you to really emphasize the shoulder blades going down, 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 down. Back of the skull going up, 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 up. So if you sit at a desk all day, you do a lot of driving, working on computers, texting, anything like this, this is a superb stretch for those muscles that get tight. And then release. Marvelous. So I wanted to have a little stretch before we do strengthening. Now, we do need strong necks. And we're actually going to go and do the very first thing that I said don't do. Now, there's nothing wrong with doing neck strengthening. I've got my knickers poking out there. There's nothing wrong with doing neck strengthening exercises when we want to do them, but there's a time and a place. So I'm actually going to take the block away. So from here, all you're going to do is lift your head an inch or half an inch off of the floor. So you can see everything's working now. And then relax down, shake the head a few times. So they don't feel comfortable, and people don't often like to do these because they feel really horrible. So hold it there, take a breath in. Just lift the head an inch off of the block or half an inch. Keep your eyes pointing towards the ceiling. You're going to feel, you can see, even in your jaw. So just unlock the jaw and then relax. And then breath in. And then just lift, almost like challenge yourself. How little can you lift it from the floor? Relaxing it. And you can just feel all these muscles around your jaw. What I like about this is it actually shows how the neck is connected to the jaw, lips, tongue. And then release. These feel awful, don't they? Even for me. And then last, like I said, people with longer necks are going to feel this more than people with shorter necks. It's not always beneficial having longer levers. Last one. And then lift. So taking a few breaths there. And then release down. And if you do these every, maybe every time you get down on the mat, just do a couple. Eventually, that is going to help with lifting. It's going to strengthen these muscles. So like I said, so we do want strong muscles, but often what happens